Most coaches are arrogant. They don't understand their faults.
Come on, fellas. We grown men. Let's go. We can't have a conversation. We can't have a conversation. We telling them not to pout and cry. We doing the same damn thing. Let's sit down, talk with grown men.
In that instance, he was right. I came out a different person because I needed to hear that.
You're doing fine, okay? Read your keys, be physical, take on that block, force it that you have to take on these blocks. You have to, or else I'm gonna put someone who will. You understand? You got this, all right?
We gonna go through adversity, but we just gotta stay together as one.
Hey, let's go get it back, y'all.
Be brothers. Just stay together, stay glued. And just don't fall apart.
Okay. All right, so my name's Brandon. I am the director, the DP, and the editor of The New North. I have been a part of just about every video that's been shared on this channel in some capacity, but really my big thing has been The New North. And so I wanted to make this video today, first to introduce myself, because I've pretty much been a faceless individual behind the scenes. Nobody really knows who I am. And that even includes people in the town that I live in that watch this series. All right, so in this video, there's a few different things I wanted to address. One of them is a name change, and this name change is kind of interesting. It's something that has been in the back of my mind for a while, and I'll explain why we're going to do that, what that means, what it looks like. And I'm also going to do a live look into season 2. I know there's a lot of you guys out there who've been waiting a couple years for that. I'm going to explain why we've had this long wait, what's happening next, and where we go from here. For the longest time, if you followed this channel, it's been a faceless channel. I did that initially on purpose. I didn't really want to be in front of a camera, and neither did my collaborators with this channel. But I feel like that time has kind of come to a close. And it's not to say that I'm going to make this a channel where you see my face all the time, because I really don't have interest in doing that. But occasionally I will kind of pop in, because for me, this channel represents more than just being a place where I share my work. It's really the home to where I'm trying to build a foundation of my career from. I've been a filmmaker for over 15 years now. About 7 years ago, I started getting into documentary filmmaking. And for the longest time, what that looked like was I was essentially being commissioned to produce documentaries for different brands and nonprofits, mission-driven organizations. And I started to see an impact that was being made. I kind of really dove headfirst into that format. And what's interesting is if you look at some of that work, there's a lot of similarities between how I do that and then how I approach The New North. And a lot of it's just the filmmaking style. In particular, one of those components is how long I hold a camera on a scene. And so that goes back to the original name of this channel, Long Takes. I like to be able to show something uncut. And because when you're watching documentaries, especially now, so many people over stylize a documentary to the point to where you start to question, is this even real? You know, if things can feel fake and scripted. I believe that whenever I can hold a long take on something, it shows that there's no way that we faked it. It's completely real. It's raw. It is really the purest form of filmmaking. And so that was the initial inspiration behind this channel name. But as we released The New North, I started to wonder if that would be the best direction for this channel long term. In particular, after we finished the series, I took some time off to just kind of reflect on the whole experience and see what people were saying in the comments, what other YouTubers were doing, just kind of getting an idea of what's next. When I jumped into YouTube, I had absolutely no expectations for this to do what it did. Again, I was coming from a commercial background. Uploading that first episode was one of the first times I've really put myself out there to an audience without getting paid, you know? And so that was something that was really uncomfortable, but also really exciting. And also it ignited me to then do all 9 episodes. And so after the series ended, reading these comments, you know, there was a lot of people who were saying like, this should be on Netflix. This is so dope. Like, this is what Netflix should be giving us. And so I took that very literal. I spent the next year to a year and a half exploring those avenues. I talked to people who had experience with Netflix, showrunners at HBO, people with fast channels. It wasn't until I was talking to somebody who had produced a documentary at HBO and was a showrunner, and he was talking about Hollywood as a whole. Granted, I don't have Hollywood aspirations or ambitions. I'm a documentary filmmaker, so I'm already kind of at the bottom of that totem pole. But he was explaining some of the work that he's done, which was really cool. And for me, I was kind of geeking out about it. But he had told me that if I'm you, dude, I would focus on YouTube. YouTube is what us on the other side of the fence are trying to better understand. We're trying to get into that creator economy space. We're actually studying what people like you are doing, trying to capitalize on that attention. And so that, again, was another light bulb moment for me. I had just spent a year and a half trying to sell this. I'm making trailers for it. I'm making pitch decks for it. I'm having conversations. I'm working with an aggregator just to find out that the whole time I was already in the right place. That YouTube is currently the best home for a series like The New North. And so with that being said, season 2 will be released right here on this channel. But before that happens, we are going to be doing a brand refresh, which will go live tomorrow. So by the time you watch this, it might already be up. But this channel is going to turn from Long Takes Media to The Program. And you might be wondering why the name change, why The Program? Well, when it comes to making season 2 and future series, I'm trying to package it in a way to where if it ever would go off platform, it can be a standalone show, which is essentially a TV program focused on football programs or other sports programs and events. It just makes a lot more sense. And so an example of that was we would have The Program presents The New North. And that's how season 2 will look. We'll go back through season 1. We'll have a similar packaging. I'm not just trying to be a YouTuber. I have aspirations to grow this into a national brand. I have aspirations to take this to the same levels as studios that have produced all the flicks that we all have grown to love. And really, I want to start preparing for life after what I'm working on right now. I have spent the better part of 3 years working on The New North. For background on that, 'cause I've never really shared it, one episode of The New North is about 12 production hours, which isn't much, but the editing takes us anywhere from 100 to 200 hours an episode. And those are being edited by myself and my wife. And during season 1, we didn't know what to expect. And so I had edited episode 1, partially had episode 2 done. And when I shared episode 1 and I saw the feedback, it blew all my expectations out of the water. I went into that thinking we might get like 10,000 views and I was going to be excited. Again, I had no prior experience with YouTube. And to see that thing take off the way it did, I kind of saw it as, okay, this is my opportunity. And I essentially took 5 months off of my career to focus exclusively on The New North. I put in well over 1,000, almost 2,000 hours on season 1. And while I was doing that, I was actually filming season 2 as well. So that was a very chaotic period of my life. And on top of that, I had a 3-year-old son and my wife was pregnant, expecting our second child. And so since that series was released, I've introduced another kid to the mix. My life just got a little bit more chaotic, but I'm finally getting back to that point to where things are starting to feel a little bit more fluid. I'm starting to get some freedom. And, for the better part of the last 2 years, I have been editing season 2 behind the scenes. And so that is coming together. We're getting close to having that completed. And in fact, we will be releasing that this spring. I want to say March. It could be April. It just depends how things go. Again, I am not a full-time YouTuber. I have never made $1 off of this. Every dollar that we made from season 1 went into producing season 2. And with season 2, though, we added a lot more features. We brought in 3 additional shooters. And so when you watch season 1, 80 to 90% of what you're seeing is coming from my camera. I am the guy on the sidelines following Coach BJ. I am the guy picking up the dialogue scenes with Tay or Coach Thomas. I am the guy in the locker room. I'm the one getting these scenes that really move the story forward. I'm also the one conducting interviews. I'm asking the questions, getting to know the players and the coaches. What I didn't expect is that with twice as much footage comes twice as much time editing. So with season 2, while mostly you're still primarily seeing a lot of what I am shooting, we do have new angles that we didn't have in season 1. It's added just a little bit more time to the back end on post-production, but really it is a much more mature product. And you're going to see that when I cut to this here in a second. We really learned a lot during season 1. When we started that, we had never done this. And keep in mind, we were editing episodes in only 2 weeks' time. So we were severely limited. And with season 2, I wanted to slow it down. I wanted to be a little bit more intentional about how this series looked, how it played, the experience that you guys would have. A big thing for me was the audio. I was rushing through season 1, so I didn't get to add a lot of sound effects and things that really make it a more immersive experience. And also the color grade. The color grade in season 1, looking back now, I hate it. It looks very washed out and just like shit, honestly. Season 2, I've spent a lot of time dialing that in, so it's going to look a lot more cinematic, a lot more appealing. Really, it looks beautiful. I'm not going to lie. I'm very pleased with that. But then even down to the music, the type of music we're using, how a scene begins, how a scene ends, all of these little details we have put under a microscope and really focused on getting those just right. And so I really do think that you guys will enjoy season 2. So without further ado, we're just going to cut to a scene. Hope you enjoy.
Hey, put me back in the game. Good? I didn't come back in the game.
Oh my God, bro. I'm good. Okay. We got an audible. Bro. The left side was so free.
4th and goal now.
Time out.
Come on.
And a timeout called by head coach Johnson. This is where you miss Jordan King so badly.
Listen. We're going to go doubles right, set left, halfback screen right. Make sure you stay behind the line of scrimmage. Okay? All right, let's go.
Let's go, yo.
It is 4th and goal from the 7-yard line. As they started 1st and goal from the 2, they've done nothing but lose yardage on 3 straight plays. 4 wide receivers set. Camden Johnson in the backfield on the left hip, a Scheibel. Soda, they fake the jet sweep. Screen's not there. Fumble.
I felt like I was kind of letting them down as someone who was supposed to be putting points on the board, and we weren't doing that. So I was getting mad, and yeah, it was a lot of pressure.
Show it light, RC! Show it light! Tell him scoot up!
Gotta keep coming with that fire and keep fighting, okay? We need you, man.
Good job, Josh! Hey, let's go!
You're not letting none of us down, bro.
Come on, we good.
Good, bro.
We good. We good. We just gotta execute, okay? We just gotta execute, that's all. We just gotta execute.
What I was seeing from Dylan was just like the speed of the game, the linemen, the blitzes. He was getting down because he felt like he could do better. But I was just letting him know, like, this is your first time ever starting. Just telling him to stay up, like quarterback can't put his head down. You got to stay up through anything.
Get in the rhythm. Hey, get some snaps. Get you throwing the ball on the sideline.
Any normal time all last year, the first play after that would have been inside zone. We felt like we couldn't run that, and we felt like our advantage was on the outside, and that's the reason why we went toss. It came from me and from watching film and scouting them and just knowing who we had at center at the time. And I just felt like our advantage was to get outside and take advantage of our speed, and it didn't work there.
All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that right there. I know you guys have been waiting for it. I know that there's a lot more coming. Just please bear with me. It's on the way. I know you guys will love it. I know it will be worth the wait. One of the areas that I want to focus on is I don't want to be packaging this as a documentary series. I want it to be more like a TV show. And so with that being said, I'm going to be giving you more episodes. So rather than, 9 1-hour episodes with maybe a 2-hour finale, what I'll be doing is I'm going to be breaking this down probably to a minimum of 15 episodes. And those will come out over the course of roughly 30 weeks. There is a chance more episodes are made. We're still on the back end of this. We don't know the approximate runtime until episode count, but this is going to be a lot more football. I wanted to be able to take you and just transport you to the sideline to put you back into maybe your glory days, or maybe you're younger and you're watching this and you haven't experienced that yet. Wherever you're at in life, I wanted to be able to put you in my shoes. I wanted you to be able to see and experience what I'm experiencing through my lens. I was somebody who played sports growing up. That has been 15, 16 years ago since that time of my life. And so even for me, getting back out there and being able to experience that is pretty nostalgic. And so I'm aware that other people feel that same way. I'm aware that we did a pretty effective job in helping those people relive those days or experience maybe a culture that they've never been exposed to. And, that was always the initial aim, is let's be able to put you under the Friday night lights and let's let you experience this the way that we do. I don't want this channel to end with the New North. I have other aspirations and other ideas for programs outside of this region. And even sometimes stories that aren't about football, other sports as well, and maybe not even a real sport at all. We took 14 days off of our schedule and we filmed the largest wiffle ball tournament, arguably in the world, which is like right in our backyard of where we grew up. It's a tiny little town called Wren, Ohio. They are the wiffle ball capital of Ohio, and they host a 2 to 3 day tournament for people in the area, and we documented the entire thing. I think this will blow you guys away. I'm going to give a first look at it right now, so hope you enjoy.
If you're a sports guy at all, this is something you ought to see at least once.
Go green!
You really just have to come and experience it.
Jordan Roop. Derek Stout pulls that one back in.
Take that, green monster.
Big catch by Derek Stout. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Can the Long Ballers use that catch as momentum?
All right, so I know that's a big difference from the New North, but really we took the same format, the same style that you like about the New North, and we applied it there. And that's what we're going to do moving forward. The way I envision this channel evolving is that we don't end with the New North or what I just showed you. I want this to be something that as we catch momentum, we add more and more programs. I don't just want to tell stories of programs here in my region. I want to expand outside of here. I want to tell stories of programs on the West Coast, the East Coast, the South. So if you have any programs in mind that you think would love something like this, drop it in the comments. I would love to see. Again, we're open to exploring those. I want this to be something to where you come to this channel and it's not that we release episodes for 3 or 4 months out of the year, but we have ongoing episodes 12 months out of the year. I'm trying to expand my filmmaker network, vet filmmakers, get more guys in the door here, cover more programs, be filming multiple programs in one season, and even get outside of football. I see a big picture for this, and really none of that's possible without the support of people like you. And so I just wanted to do this video again. I want to explain in detail, first of all, who I am, because you have no idea. So I hope I painted a little bit of picture of the guy behind the scenes kind of pulling these strings and making this happen. But in addition to that, I wanted to provide a roadmap of where we're going. All right, so I've been rambling here, so I'm going to close this. We look forward to releasing season 2, and welcome to the program.